Lynette and I decided to have a day off the bike and go exploring and see what was around in the area. We started the day off with a little ride over to the Dirt Bean to have some breakfast. Awesome breakfast at this place, and they also have a small bike shop inside. And seems that Lynette has taken a fancy over the Live mountain bike that was sitting inside. And while we were waiting for our food, we talked about the bike and possibilities of the next ride.
It's another gorgeous day out today. We are actually going to do a couple things off of the bike today and look around and see what we can find in the area. So.
The first place we decided to stop was at Green Bank Observatory, where they house four telescopes, the Robert C. Byrd one being the tallest one at 485 feet tall. It's the world's largest steerable telescope. Surface area of it is 2.3 acres or 2 football fields. All the electronics are held in the Jansky lab, which is shown here in the background. Normally they are open for tours, but they were closed at this time. But we were able to walk down to the telescope if we wanted to, so we took a walk down there to see what it was like.
So what do you think about the observatory?
Well, it was hard to find.
Thank you.
Good, because I have nothing else to say about it. Look at it.
That thing is massive. I mean, we're still probably a mile away from it. And look at the size of that thing. I mean, if you look at it compared to Lynette right here.
Because that's a great comparison.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're right here, and you see that in the background. It's like so huge. Wow. And look where it is in this place. I mean, it's just out in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing out here. There's the observatory from here. We're about 2 miles away from it now, and it still is huge. So it would be nice to get all the way close to it, but that's a long walk. I don't feel like going way down there. Anyway, we're headed back.
So the next two places we wanted to stop was the Highland Scenic Highway and the Cranberry Glades Botanical Area. But since the GPS in the car was taking us in the wrong direction, we got to view so much more of the countryside, which we wanted to see anyway. But we finally made it to our destinations.
So we finally made it here to Cranberry Mountain Nature Center.
5 hours?
It's been 5
8
hours or
hours?
so, yeah, because we got lost because they have the wrong address on their brochure.
And we're actually only like how far from where we stay?
15 miles. So we've
5
put in about 200 miles today or so.
In
No,
our
not that
defense,
much, but
maybe,
yeah.
like
we've been driving
once
for a while.
In our defense, we did go see that satellite today. So
Yes,
we were
we
going
did.
to see something else, but we went.
So we got here after all day of driving, and it is closed. But you know what? There's nobody here, and there is nothing like a gate, so we're going to check it out. Let's go see what's in there.
Well, guess what, folks? We are still not at the right place, and we will find that out, and you will see the bitterness in my face in just a little bit.
So we've been walking around, and this is what you see. So we've been driving all day to get to this place because we thought it was going to be like some Eden, and it's a trail through the woods.
There were supposed to be all
Yeah,
of these
you're flipping
flowers
this
out
trail.
there.
You know, it really pays off to do a little homework and find out where it is that you want to go before you go somewhere so you don't wind up losing 3 hours, 4 hours in the day driving around and going to the wrong area. We were at the Cranberry Glades Nature Park instead of the botanical area, which was just down the street. But after several hours of driving around, the frustration levels were high, and we were about done with this place.
Yeah, so this place sucked.
And so we've just discovered we're still not in the right place.
We're not in the right place.
Yeah, we're like in a choose your own adventure and we can't find our way out.
Yeah. Lynette said this is like one of the movies I usually watch where people are trying to get to something or do something, and finally they get it at the end.
What are the name of those movies?
I don't know. Antagonist, protagonist, whatever it is. But anyway, most of those movies end in an hour and a half or 2 hours, and they finally get what they're looking for. We've been going like 6 hours today and haven't found shit.
No, and it's not.
Okay? We stopped at a Bob
FR.
Evans and had a salad and a sandwich. That's the extent of the happiness of today.
Oh, what a snack!
And a
along the
sweet
way.
tea. Yeah, and
And
snacks
what?
on the way.
And we found out it's on FR 102. And what's the name of that road?
Federal Road 102.
That's the PG
that's not,
version.
Yeah, that's the PG version, and I'm not going to go into it. But we're headed there, and hopefully, that's where we got to be. Because now my head is like feeling like it's got Bengay on it because I sprayed down with mosquito repellent, and the flies were still landing on my head trying to make a nest. So
I was fine the entire way.
yes, you were, because you had
I'd
me.
say that you would be sweeter, but
No, they must like the bitter. That's what I am. So we're gonna try this one more time, and after that, it's time to pack it up and go home. That's it. So let's try this again.
the saga continues.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Yes. So after all day of driving,
We are here, and it's like, hey, your vehicle might get robbed. So
And I
enjoy the peacefulness of the
there's
outdoors.
the van of our killers.
Yes. Let's go meet our killers.
So after hours of being lost and frustrated, we make it to the Cranberry Glades Botanical Area. And our killers turned out to be an old couple, so they were fine with us. It was very boggy, and the soil was very soft. If you got off of that boardwalk, you felt like you were almost going to sink into the ground. They were redoing some of the sections of the boardwalk, so we had to be careful on how we walked. But it was very nice. They had all types of flowers out there. They had carnivorous plants that we looked at and learned a little bit about them. And all in all, it was a very nice place. And this is the bittersweet ending to a day of traveling all over the place and getting to see natural beauty like this, just way in the middle of nowhere. And we were there with maybe 3 other people. That was the total amount of people in this area. So we had a great time, and it was a great way to end the day.